I remember the way the restaurant sounded before I remember what she said. Cutlery touching plates, low music that tried too hard to be cool, laughter from other tables that felt practiced, like people performing enjoyment, because that's what evenings like this were supposed to look like. I had been to places like this before, but never comfortably. It wasn't about money. I could afford it. It was about posture, the unspoken agreement about how people were meant to sit, talk, interrupt, and be interrupted. Her friends belonged there. They slid into their seats as if the room had been waiting for them. Coats draped just right. Phones placed face down, a performance of being present while still important enough to ignore notifications. I adjusted my chair once, then stopped myself from adjusting it again. She didn't look at me when she laughed with them. Not really. Her eyes stayed in the circle. I was an accessory at the edge, like a coat hook, useful, visible, not central. I noticed the pattern early in the night, the way conversations curved around me, the way my comments were acknowledged politely, then replaced. Not dismissed outright, just absorbed and dissolved. I told myself it was fine, that this was normal, that relationships involved adaptation. I had been adapting for a while. The comment came after the second glass of wine, when defenses dropped just enough for honesty to mistake itself for humor. One of her friends leaned in, smiling, and said something about how opposites attract. Another laughed and added, "Yeah, but there are levels, right?" That's when she said it. "He's sweet," she laughed, waving her hand casually, like brushing crumbs from a table. But so below my level. It wasn't shouted. It didn't need to be. The table went quiet for half a second, just long enough for the words to land. Then the laughter came, not cruel laughter. Worse, comfortable laughter, the kind that assumes everyone agrees. I felt something click into place inside me. Not anger, not embarrassment, recognition. I had spent months sensing it in small ways. The corrections, the jokes that leaned just a little too hard. The way my achievements were framed as cute. The way her compliments always seemed to include surprise. I looked at her while they laughed. She didn't look back. That told me everything. I smiled, not because I was calm, because I was done negotiating my dignity. "Then you'll love life without me," I said. My voice didn't shake. That surprised me. The table froze again, but this time longer. I stood up, placed my napkin neatly on the table, and reached for my wallet. The server arrived at exactly the wrong moment, holding the bill like a prop in a play that had gone off script. "I've got it," I said, handing over my card. She finally looked at me then. Her expression wasn't remorse, it was confusion. "If I'd missed a cue, this is dramatic," she said quietly. I nodded. Not in agreement, in acknowledgement. I know. I left before anyone could recover enough to explain me back into my seat. Outside, the air felt colder than it should have. Or maybe I just hadn't noticed how warm it was inside. I walked for a while without direction. Past lit windows, past couples leaning into each other. Past the version of myself that would have tried to smooth things over. That version didn't follow. At home, the silence was loud, not painful, honest. I replayed the moment once, only once. Then I stopped. There was nothing to reinterpret, no hidden meaning to excavate. Sleep came unevenly. Sometime after midnight, my phone lit up, unknown number. For a moment, I considered ignoring it. I didn't owe anyone clarity, but curiosity won. "This is awkward," the message began. "It's Jenna, from dinner." I stared at the screen longer than necessary. I just wanted to say what happened wasn't okay, and I don't think anyone handled it well, including me. I didn't respond immediately. I noticed how my body felt reading it. Not validated, not triumphant, just steady. "She talks about you like that sometimes." The next message came. "I think tonight she forgot." You could hear it. That one landed differently. Not because it hurt, but because it clarified something I'd almost missed. The comment hadn't been a mistake. It had been a leak. I typed, deleted, typed again. "I appreciate you saying that," I finally wrote. "I'm okay." A pause. "You deserve better than being the punchline," she replied. There it was. The authority I didn't seek but received anyway, not from a boss or a grand gesture, but from a witness who named what happened without asking me to justify it. I didn't reply after that. In the days that followed, the fallout was quiet. No angry texts. No apologies that tried to reframe the moment. Just a mutual understanding solidifying into distance. I heard later, through someone else, that the story at that table changed after I left. That my calm exit unsettled things. That laughter gave way to discomfort. That someone asked, why did she say that? I wasn't there for it. That was the point. I didn't win anything. I didn't prove a hidden status. I didn't reclaim power through spectacle. I reclaimed it by leaving when staying would have meant shrinking. Sometimes, late at night, I still feel the echo of that table. The way belonging can masquerade as acceptance until it doesn't. But it no longer feels like loss. It feels like alignment. Choosing myself didn't make me louder. It made me unmovable.